Hey, good morning, everybody, or afternoon or evening, depending on what part of the country you're in. It says this hangout is on the air. We are live. Welcome to another exciting edition of Lunch with Len. It is Tuesday, July 12th. And welcome, Chris. Welcome, Larry. Welcome. Who else just come on? Rick. Hello, Rick. Welcome aboard, buddy. Hey, well, last week we said that we were going to do Facebook Insights, Audience Insights. And I'm assuming that you folks still would like to go through Audience Insights. So making the assumption that that is the case, that's what we're going to do. And I thought what we would do is start by defining. Let's pretend for just a moment that we actually want to define the audience that we're looking for. So we're gonna create ads, and the ad can be just a likes campaign for that matter. But I'm going to screen share, and I hope you can see my screen. And we're gonna talk about what's the avatar. What does it look like? So you folks can type in the chat. Give me some ideas here. So that's right. You can't type in the chat because I can't see the chat. Who can come over? Or just all right. Let's just talk in the chat. Let me stop the share. Let's just talk in the chat for a minute. So, first question is: are we targeting men and women? Are we targeting men, women, or both? How old is? Let's give our target a name. Call them Harry or Sue. How old is Harry or Sue? How many kids do they have? Anybody want to type anything in the chat, or am I just seeing chat delay right now? All right, we're targeting both. Okay, mid-50s. Okay, okay. Do they have kids at home? They got 4 kids. Sounds like somebody I know. Are the kids living at home? And the other question, next question is, why are we targeting? Why are we targeting this family? Are we looking for people that like MLM, people that like organics? What are we looking for? This just take about another 2 minutes here. We'll get some ideas about what we're looking for. Because we're going to run an ad. What's the ad going to be about? So I think it's important to understand what are these people like? What are they interested in? Close to retirement. Okay, close to retirement. Are we targeting them for MLSP or for MLM in general? Are we targeting them for a specific MLM like Asante? Okay, MLM. Yep. All right. Cool. So, all right, they're in their 50s, and they have some kids at home. All right. How old are their kids? Larry's on his way over. I can't bring Chris over because you'd have to bring her tacos. Right, Chris? Just waiting for Larry to pop over. Anybody else have anything they want to add to this person we're looking for? Now, remember, in the business of targeting, especially if we're going to try to target Facebook advertising, and this again, it kicked you out. Well, what did you do? We'll try again. In the business of targeting Facebook advertising, and even if we're just targeting a likes campaign, which we can do, we can create a custom audience that we're going to target a likes campaign to, or target our fan page. But the important thing is, of course, if we're targeting everybody, we're targeting nobody. Can't get over it. Larry. All right, let's try this. Larry, here's the direct YouTube link. That should bring you in. Then you'll have to close out the other window that you're in. So we want to narrow the audience down as reasonably as possible. We want to target as reasonably as possible. And we'll be able to build this audience pretty quickly. We'll give it a name, and then we can run ads to it. There he is. Did you
what's happening?
Good. Did you close the other window?
I did.
Cool. Okay. All right. So where are we at with this audience here?
The way I always look at it is I target people in their mid-50s, either retired or retirement. They might have 4 kids, I guess, because I did. Maybe some live at home. Kids are in their mid-20s, but the thing is, it's the way I look at it is they're looking for something else to do, or they need to do something else to maybe their pension isn't what they thought it was going to be.
Okay.
That's why I target people.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go. Let's just go with that much. Does anybody else have anything they want to add to it? Larry, can you can't see the chat now though, can you?
I can see the chat. Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that's interesting. All right. Good. So if anybody else wants to add anything, then you can look. You can tell me. You watch the chat. Here we go to screen share. We're going to share the screen. And we're going to go to Facebook. And so in Facebook, what we're going to do is, see the little pull down arrow right there. I'm going to assume everybody knows about this, but just in case, the little pull down arrow opens this pull down menu, and we can create ads. Create ads or manage ads. Let's just go to create ads, and it's going to go ahead and load my ads manager. Now, for those of you, if there's anyone who hasn't done any Facebook advertising, you may not have this screen come up right away, because if you have never done any Facebook advertising, you have to set up your Facebook ads account first. Anyhow, assuming you have a Facebook ads account, we're going to just go to the ads manager, which is this little guy right up here in the left-hand upper corner. We're going to click on ads manager, and we're going to click on all tools. And after we've got the all tools, we have audience insights. And now it's going to ask us to choose what our starting point audience is. Do we want to start with everyone on Facebook, or people that are connected to our page, or a custom audience? This would be a custom audience that we've created at some time in the past. Now, so we don't want to start with either of these right now. We're going to start with a fresh plate. We're going to start with everyone on Facebook. So there we go. So this is everyone on Facebook, and there's 54% are women, 46% are men. These are the age ranges. 18% are between 18 and 24. Blah blah blah. So this is everyone on Facebook. This tells us about the lifestyles of everyone on Facebook, and I'm not going to run down this list right now, but. And this tells us about the relationship statuses, and education levels, and selected jobs. I don't want to run through that right now, because we don't want to use everyone on Facebook. We want to begin to narrow this down. So the first thing is country. If we want to include any countries other than the United States, we can select them here. Right now, it's included all U.S. Now, Larry, do we want to include any countries other than the United States?
I don't right now, so no.
All right, so let's leave it alone. Now, let me just show you. If we wanted to, for example, include Canada, then we just simply select Canada, and now we have included Canada, okay? Or we can delete Canada. Now, what I will typically frequently do is I will select the major English-speaking countries: England, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. The reason for that is I would really love to, and I don't have anybody there right now, but I would would love to find a few people in Australia that want to be in my Don line, and I do have a couple people in Canada. I love Australia. Okay, age range. Now, you can see the sweet spot of Facebook is really, it drops off in the teens and it drops off in the higher age ranges, but we can have anything we want. But you said mid-50s. So
Yep.
do we want to go just this age block right here, or do we want to go maybe 35 to 54?
I would say 40 to 54.
Okay? So 40 to 54. Now, just as a sort of a side comment here, I was building this up a little bit earlier, and I included the lower age range, 25 to 34. And the reason I did that is because I was thinking of organics and single parents or parents that are at home with younger kids, but that's okay. So this is what we're going to do right now. So you see what's happened is Facebook has dropped off all these other age ranges. Here we have, of the audience we've selected right now, 55% are women, 45% are men, 65% of them are between 45 and 54, and 34% are 35 to 44. Bingo, there they are. Now, let's go to interests. What are these guys interested in? Well, the first thing you told me is they're interested in MLM. So we can actually just type MLM in there and come up with multi-level marketing. That's probably going to give us a pretty broad audience. Oh, actually, it gave us a very narrow audience. Wow, that's pretty interesting. You see what happened is it dropped the audience down and said it selected an audience of fewer than 1,000 people. So let's get rid of that. So MLM in general is not an interest that these people have listed. Maybe a better interest would be, let's just try Eric Worre, for example, or Network Marketing Pro. Marketing Pro. Now this is where some playing around might have to occur. So Network Marketing Pro, Eric Worre. Okay, so it was happier with that. So we have, in this age group, we have people that like Network Marketing Pro. They like Eric Worre. That's a good place to be. But they didn't necessarily list MLM. But I think if they like Network Marketing Pro, we can assume that they're not adverse to MLM. Because I find it very hard to believe anyone liking Eric Worre is going to be anti-MLM. So are you okay with that right now?
I'm good with it.
Do we want to add some more things?
What about would home business help?
Well, it could. We could see what we come up with. Home business. Oh, now home business. We have online home business. We have lots of choices.
Online home business. I think that's what we're.
Okay, online home business. So it's calculating right now. Let's see what it comes up with. So it hasn't quite come up with our demographics yet. It's chewing on it. Let's let it continue to chew on it, and we'll go on to other things. Connections. Come on, buddy. No, we don't want connections. We want advanced. Sorry, connections. People connected to my page, or people not connected to your page, or something. No, we don't. We're not looking for the people that are already connected to our page. We're looking to build. I think we're looking to build a new audience.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to relationship status and go in there for a moment. Are these people single, married, and engaged, or do you want to just leave it as not and leave it alone?
Leave it alone.
Okay. How about education?
Can we do more than one?
Yes.
High school and college.
I think that's a good choice. So we want people that have at least some education.
Yeah.
How about work? Job titles. Do they work at a home office, small office, corporation?
Maybe home office and a corporation.
Okay, so they already have a home office?
Yeah, But I mean, to me, it's most people who are interested in MLMs might have a home office, don't you think?
Well, maybe, or maybe they don't have one yet. Maybe they're just interested, but I don't know. That's fine. This is your audience now. It's not mine. So um, I don't know what I'd do with that, but okay, why not? Financial. What's this guy's name, by the way? Is this guy's name Larry?
Let's name him Dave.
Dave. Okay, we'll name him Dave. Now, this is not a personal question. What income would you like to put him at?
We do 75 to 100.
We can. So we're going to exclude the higher income brackets for the time being.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have a net worth that's measurable?
Maybe, I don't know, we go 100 to 200. Well, actually, you know what? If somebody's making 100 grand a year, would that be more 200 to 500?
I don't know.
Let's do that.
100 grand a year is not a hell of a lot of money, and people making 100 grand a year are likely to be very deeply in debt. There's a good chance they have a negative net worth.
All right, let's do the 100 to 200.
Okay. Now, home. Does he own his own home?
Yes.
Single family?
Single family.
Homeowner. Okay. Parents. They have kids.
Yeah. Kids probably 16 and 19.
Okay.
Or would you think it'd be better to do all parents?
Well, at that age range, 50 up in the 50s, I think maybe, yeah, let's do all parents. I'll tell you why. You know, by the time you get into your 50s, there's a good chance the kids are moving out of the house.
Yeah.
At least you hope they are. Or they've moved out and they moved back in with the grandkids.
Oh, no, let's not do that.
All right. I think we ignore politics. I mean, we're not trying to run a political campaign. Life events, away from the family, new job, relationship, recently moved, those are probably irrelevant.
Yeah.
So let's see what we have so far. We have, oh, it's chewing on it now.
You know what? Let's get rid of that second interest.
Which one?
The
We have online.
online home business.
You want to get rid of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if that changes it.
Well, it will. All right. So it's chewing on it now, but okay. Here's the message. Now it's going to come up with some numbers here in a minute. But here's the message. By doing this, we can get very targeted at who we want to drive an ad toward. Okay, it didn't like that. I'll tell you what's wrong with this. My best guess is one of these two numbers. Let's take both of these out for a minute, and then we'll come back and put them back in. My best guess, having played with this a little bit, is that income range is probably the combination of that income range and the net worth is probably putting us into a bracket of. I think at that income range, we're not going to find many people that have a net worth in excess of $100,000. To be honest with you.
Okay.
See, right now, taking those out, we only have 1,000 to 1,500 monthly people, and I think part of the reason for that is, again, as I said, if someone's making 75 to 100K, there's a really good chance in this day and time and age that they're upside down in the house that they're in, and that they have and they have credit card debt and they have a negative net worth. So I suspect that combination is what was screwing us up here, but I don't know that for sure. And we could play with it. What else do we have? We have all parents. There's nothing else. Yeah, okay. So there's not very many people in that. It's interesting because I think, let's look at this. Let's just do one other thing. Let's take out Eric Worre just for a minute and see what that does to us. Because I'm wondering if we don't have very many people in that age bracket that know who Eric Worre is or like him. Look at that. Look at that. It jumped up to 200 to 250K monthly active people. Look at that.
Yeah, you're right.
That's pretty freaking amazing to me. But and what I do know is if we lower the age bracket, from my own plan, if we lowered the age bracket, we would get more people. But I think the problem is Eric Worre. Let me go in another way. That we're marketing pro Eric Worre. And see, that brings it down. Brought it right down to 1,000 to 1,500 a month.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, and what you're seeing the effect of is that this age demographic right here doesn't know a heck of a lot about Eric Worre, which is pretty interesting, or at least they haven't listed him as an interest in their Facebook accounts. They may know about him, but they haven't listed him as an interest. But on the other hand, if we're running a targeted ad to build likes to our fan page, that's not an incredibly bad size for an audience to run an ad to. It's a little small, and but we certainly could run an ad to it. Now, the other thing we could do if we wanted to try to kick it up a little bit, is these are being anded together here. So if we let's just for giggles, let's just drop in Todd Falcone for giggles here, and see what happens. See if that kicks up the audience size a little bit, or maybe we go back and see it's chewing on it. Maybe we go back to just MLM in general. No, that didn't have much of an impact on the audience size. Wonder if we did MLM in general. MLM leads, MLM sites, MLM top business, MLM multi-level marketing, MLM leads, multi-level marketing. I'll just try that. Just stick it in. Chew it again. Okay, but playing around there, we might be able to increase the size of this audience a little bit. Because at the other extreme was at 150 to 250,000 or something without any of those constraints in.
Yeah.
That's probably too big of an audience. It's too broad. So we either have to broaden the interest out a little bit in the MLM side of the house, or broaden the age range out a little bit, let's let this thing continue to chew on itself. It's working at it. The other thing we might do, and the thing I was playing with a little bit earlier, is I had put in an interest in organics. Boy, it's taking a long time to chew on this. I had run the age range between like 25 and, I think I ran a 25 to 54, I'm not sure. And I put in 2 kids at home, ages 7 to 9 or something like that. Because I was thinking about targeting an ad to women that have kids at home that are concerned about toxins in their environment, whether we could raise their concerns. Interesting, this thing's just taking a long time to chew on this. Who brought the entertainment? Chris? How's Buttons? Is Chris still over there eating tacos?
I don't know. I'm just having my 3rd greens today. I'm sure it's pretty entertaining watching me drink.
Okay.
Chris says take the MLM out and put on an online business again.
Take this one out. And online?
Put in online business.
I don't know that that's
I think online's one word.
Oh, stop it. Let's see, what do they have for online? Not much. Business, online business, online. I'm not sure what the, let's see what the N or the S or the NE are. This might be, let's just click on that and see what it is. What is online business network? We still have a pretty small audience here, and it's not true about it anymore, at least. That didn't help us very much. But okay, tell you what, for giggles, let me broaden this age just a little bit, okay?
Okay, sure.
I think because if I broaden the age, we're going to bring in a lot more people that are potentially interested in this stuff. Well, at least we brought in another 1,015. And the other thing that we can do, just for the heck of it, is rather than online business, we can go organics, organic food, and that actually produces an audience. Oh, look at that! By taking out the online business and putting in the organics, we came up to 35 to 40,000 monthly active people. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And if we drop Todd Falcone out of there for giggles, now the reason I'm dropping Todd Falcone is if this is a tough question. If you're running an ad and you put in Eric Worre and Todd Falcone, you don't know where the people are coming from. You're better off running two different ads, one to Eric Worre and one to Todd Falcone. You can have an ad set and then have individual ads that are running, that are targeted. And actually, it is in the ad set that we target the individual people. But,
okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Now it's 25 to 54. Is that too broad a range, or is it? I always thought that was, you might have to do smaller increments, like 25 to 40, 41 to 54.
Well, what we were struggling with here is that we were coming up with audience sizes that were too small, really. So, so let's just go ahead and see. Now, I mean, that's a reasonable number, 10 to 15,000 active people in that audience size. And then if we do another audience, 42, and you're right. I mean, that is one of the things about this stuff is that if you get too broad, then you don't know where the people are coming from. And so.
And that's 25, 30 grand.
Yeah. So, well, actually, that really seems to be helping a little bit. Putting the organics in there, let's check that point. If we take the organics out, does that drop? Yeah, you see what happens there? That's interesting. We got Network Marketing Pro in, but if we put the organics in, and what that tells me is that there's a heck of a lot of people out there. Organic food. There's a heck of a lot of people out there in organic that like organics. You know what that's telling us? There's a powerful message there. There's a lot of people that like organics that don't know who Eric Worre is, or at least they haven't listed him as somebody they know. Be interesting to see, and it's 12 o'clock. And so we'll wrap this up real quick. But let's just do one other thing. Let's do an MLM interest, multi-level marketing, instead of Eric Worre. Let's see if they at least know what multi-level marketing is. So at least, unless this thing is calculating and isn't telling me, at least at this level, those people know what multi-level marketing is. They just don't know who Eric Worre is.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's good information. Now the next thing we can decide, we can find out more about the demographics of this group that we've chosen. We're in the 40 to 54 range right now, and 3% of these people fall into the fun and games. And you can, we're at noon, and I won't bore you by going down and reading all of these things, but Fun and games include a mix of couples in their late 40s and 50s living in outer suburbs and towns, married and childless, upper middle income homeowners, work in a mix of white, okay, da 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 da, apple pie families. Now this is a bigger group. So if you look down through these things, 16% of that group are what they call apple pie families, upper middle class couples with school-age children. They're homeowners. They often are minivan drivers and avid radio listeners. Now, if you really wanted to work with this, we could structure an ad that targeted, just specifically targeted, maybe with the picture in the ad, maybe a picture of a minivan with a couple of kids. I don't know. We'd have to think about it a little bit, but we could really get specific in the advertising and make the visual of the ad and the words in the ad pop for these groups of people and their interests. So that's another interesting thing to look at. Soccer and SUVs. Aha. Now these people have a high net worth. Oh no, they typically have a crude net worth of $500,000 or less. That's 5% of the audience. So, all right. Anyway, here we go. All I got to do is hit save, and we've saved this audience. We can give it a name, and that audience now becomes available to us to target in our advertising.
Okay.
Before I stop the share, Larry, do you have any questions or comments over here?
Not now.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the share.
Wow, you did a good job without knocking everything off.
Make fun of me. Making fun of me. Anyway, that's it, folks. Audience Insights, if you play with it a little bit, there's a tremendous amount of information sitting in there that you can clean up. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Are we chewing our tacos?
Last one.
All right. You didn't bring one for me and Larry, huh?
They got cold.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, what do you think? Does that help?
I have a picture of a nice house with a minivan in the yard and asking them if their house is van or safe from chemicals.
Okay, it's a nice picture. I heard minivan in the yard.
Oh. A nice looking house with a minivan in the yard. Kids maybe playing out front. And asking the is your home free of toxins?
You said you have that picture, or are you just imagining it?
I'm just imagining it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've never seen that portion of the insights before.
Oh, okay. Oh, so then this was valuable.
Yeah, I've never have either.
Okay.
Of
Well,
course it's valuable. You always bring value.
so yeah, I think that we can use this more to really just build target audiences and then target advertising, and again to build up our fan pages, and etc. So that's it.
Hey, Larry,
Yeah.
do you and Rick have a couple of women friends in Chicago? I'm not trying to get personal.
I know a lot of women.
I'm just wondering if you guys couldn't set up some sort of a little expo with Asante products with a couple of gals there in Chicago somewhere at a health fair, or I don't know. That was just something I was thinking about to help you guys. And you're not even on my team, and I'm still worried about the two of you.
Well, we need someone worrying about us. That's for sure.
We're all on the same team. Okay, listen. 5 o'clock today, I'm going to do you asked the question, Chris. This morning, I call it digging for gold. Yes, that's a weekly event until nobody shows up and we stop doing it.
Okay.
That's ever going to happen. And I'm going to keep working on helping people. And what I want to do this week last week I started at the very beginning. I started at the left side of the page and worked toward the right side, but we didn't quite get to the right side. This week I'm going to start at the right side and work toward the left. In other words,
Meet in the middle.
I'm going to start this week with, first off, I'm going to show you some people. Did anything that I do last week work? Yes. I'm going to show you a couple conversations and how they developed. Real conversations in real time from people that I connected with. And then we're going to go, you know, okay, how to handle friend requests, how to handle, we're going to move toward the other direction. But it's really just helping people and getting people more comfortable with doing this kind of prospecting. So,
Okay.
I'll be there at 5 o'clock tonight for anyone who wants to show up and is interested.
By the way, what that gal told us last Thursday, that if there's a friend request in, that it shows up in the box, is not always true.
Yeah, I'm missing it.
She told you that if there's a friend request, that the messages will go through in Messenger, and that isn't always the case.
Okay.
So don't take that at face value.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Cool. That's good to know.
All right, guys, thanks.
All right. We'll see you. See
Okay,
you.
bye.
See you
Bye.
tonight.